2 weeks ago, the Florida Attorney General just hit General Mills / Pillsbury with a subpoena to further investigate the sale of bromated flour products. A little bit of background information if that doesn't ring a bell to you. Potassium bromate is an additive that is used as a dough conditioner so that you improve the strength development, the volume, the shelf life of breads that you bake with that flour. So KBRO3 was banned by California in 2023, but it doesn't take effect until 2027. It is banned in the EU, in China, in Canada, India, other countries. The Florida Senate attempted to ban potassium bromate alongside food dyes, brominated vegetable oils, BHA, BHT, but the bill it failed to garner enough momentum to make it to a vote, so it died in appropriations. As it stands, the KBRO3 cannot exceed 50 parts per million. Some websites cite 75 parts per million, but that's for whole wheat flour only. Is it safe or not? I'm not going to give you any definitive answers, so if you're wanting those, you're going to be disappointed, sorry to say. Potassium bromate is converted into a harmless salt when it's baked properly, but insufficient cooking could leave residual bromate. And there are studies on rats, but not enough on humans, nothing really conclusive, but that's the case with a lot of shady ingredients in general. So I don't think that's going to convince anybody one way or the other at this time, at least not on youtube.com. The Florida Attorney General says that the investigation is starting with General Mills / Pillsbury and then will continue on to other companies. General Mills isn't the largest commercial flour producer in the U.S., but it is one of the largest grocery store brands for flour that still uses bromated flour, because companies like Ardent Mills, they have voluntarily phased out its use. King Arthur, they never used it. It is kind of interesting in that relative to other recent subpoenas, it doesn't use like a moralized language when it comes to the potassium bromate. You compare this to Ken Paxton when talking about Bayer / Monsanto / PepsiCo for poisoning Texans through glyphosate contamination. You compare that to 2021, Letitia James probing toxic substances found in baby food when arsenic was found in baby cereal products. But it does align with this general belief that white bread is like the dietary American moral failing of a product. The AG cites the biggest concern being the use of General Mills products in Florida schools. So obviously that makes you feel like we got to think about the kids, but also it isn't unreasonable from a legal standpoint, because if a public school is found to be providing a potential carcinogen to children, then Florida, the state, could be held liable. So it is worth mentioning that experts in the field have been urging the USDA to cease the use of processed meats in school lunches, given that all forms of preserved meats, hot dogs, bacon, salami, are known to be cancer-causing in no uncertain terms. The last time we talked about potassium bromate when Eater's Digest was a podcast, one comment on that video the last time we reported on this did strike me as important. Even though it might not be dangerous to people who eat, let's say, fewer than a dozen loaves of bread per month, how dangerous might it be for the bakers and anyone working in a facility that has particulate flour in the air all day? And I know, commenters don't like it when I suggest that people have to follow the law on this channel. So maybe this is a concession. Companies have to follow the law too. As for lessons that regular people can take away, I think, if you're trying to avoid cancer-causing things in store-bought bread, you can avoid store-bought bread and not buy bromated flour. I do love my bread machine. I don't like baking. I don't like heating up the house. I find it very difficult, but the bread machine mixes it and bakes it. I can put it on a timer so that the fresh baked bread is ready for me in the morning. It's a great way to lower your reliance on store-bought white bread sandwich loaves. But I will say also, if decreasing cancer risk is a major concern, there are a lot of lower-hanging fruit: avoiding sun exposure, exercising regularly, avoiding known carcinogens like processed meats, alcohol, tobacco. Those are all strongly linked to cancer prevention compared to anything on the IARC2B list. Lastly, it is obviously very easy to build a following online by scaring people with stuff that they've never previously heard of. I would advise most people to avoid media like that, but to Pillsbury and General Mills, y'all have heard about bromated flour, and you're not supposed to sell it in Florida, so it might be time to get at least a little bit scared of the consequences.